We're the moms who ask the questions, digging deep, no second guessing. From the school run to the crime scene, truth and chaos, we're the dream team. Bad Kids Club, yeah, we ride or die. Sad eyes sharp and our standards high. Brought together by FKR, now we're taking truth real far. And we're just getting started. Talk time with Amy Boston and Kelly, spilling facts that hit your belly. Partners in crime, fueled by conviction. Moms on a mission with sharp intuition. Talk time, we're calling out lies with caffeine, chaos, and side-eyed vibes. It's raw, it's real, it's how we vent. Leaning close, let the reckoning commence. This is Talk Time with Amy Boston and Kelly, where the tea is hot and the truth cuts.
Whoop. Hey kids!
Hey bad kids!
Hey bad kids! It's the Bad Kids Club. Who we got here? Oh, we got Wayne. Hey baby, it's good to see you. We have Hate Corruption. We have our girl Danny. What's going on? It's awesome to see everybody tonight. Mary Bagwell. Hello, Mary Bagwell.
Mary.
Good to see you, baby. We're getting people in here. Tonight we have actually two special guests. Oh, Coco. Hey, baby. It's good to see you, Dave from the Laborers Union. It wouldn't be alive without Dave? I don't think so.
Sarah Dawn. Everybody's coming in.
Everyone's coming in. Sarah Dawn, good to see you. Tonight we had two special guests that everybody knows from Resistance to Silence. We have Dana and Tracy.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey guys,
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
No,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
We're
Here.
super
I'm
excited to
excited.
be here.
Excited to learn because I want
Yeah.
Amen.
So what
Amen.
we're here to talk about Tracy. He's one of your friends, right?
Yeah. I grew up in the same town as the Finnertys. Dave's sister Erin and I were in the same grade. So we basically grew up in each other's houses, that kind of thing. Dave was younger than us, but you know, we knew the whole family. Our parents were actually friends. So we've known each other since we were little. So,
Wow.
but yeah, so I know what kind of family this is. I know what kind of people they are. Sorry, our cat is like,
No,
wanting
you're
attention.
You have kids, dogs, cats, animals everywhere.
Yeah, they're all part of the show.
Broken Baker. No, say again.
So yeah. Oh, hey, Coco.
What'd you say?
Those are my teeth.
I thought it was Val. Now that you got a wrench.
Yeah, it's Broken Baker. Yeah. Anyway,
Broken
go ahead.
Baker.
Sorry.
No, it's good. But yeah, so you know, I know the upbringing. I know these people. I know that you know, Dave took his career as an MBTA cop very seriously, and he was by the book. And you know, this is just something he didn't do. So
Yeah.
we're trying to help him as
So
much as we possibly can.
Yeah. So why don't we start from the beginning? What's going on? What is this case about? What happened with him, and how did it start?
This was back in
2018.
2018. So they've been dealing with this for quite a long time. So what had happened was there was a homeless man on you know sleeping on the T, and a cop came by, MBTA cop came by, and you know just tried to wake him up, escort him out, that kind of thing. It turned into a little argument. And that cop ended up. Why are you biting me? Okay. And ended up that cop actually beat up the homeless man pretty bad. His name was Dorston Bartlett. I want to get that name out there because he's actually had no consequences for what he's caused here. But so what had happened was he ended up, you know, beating the guy up, kicking him off the tee, and this man called the police. And it turned up that this man showed up in response to that call. So
the same
officer showed up. So he ended up kicking him a little more shit out of him. And, you know, he took him into jail and, you know, I think he booked him. I think that's what they call it. He booked him. So So there was a report that needed to be written, obviously, because there was an incident. This was before Dave was even there. Also, it was a shift that Dave was covering. It wasn't his actual responsibility. So it was actually his someone higher than him. So technically, he wasn't really trained to do this guy's job, but he was covering for him. But so the report got written. I know they all watched the video together, and Dave and another guy, said, what's written in the report isn't what happened. We watched the video, and that's not what happened. So they told Dave's officer or higher up told him to fix it. So this is where it kind of gets a little weird because the charges against Dave were dropped on the state level. And it was because what they did was they went into the computer that Dave was working on. And there was a way they could go back in to see who actually created the report, who ended the report. There's a way they could do it technically. I'm really not sure. But it was proved Dave didn't write the report. So so then I just lost my train of thought.
The report.
Yep.
So he wrote.
So at any rate, it ended up being that Dave wrote the report. It was signed by Dave, it was submitted by Dave. So and that's where it was. So the charges were dropped at a state level. So for some weird reason, and I know that Turtle Boy actually commented, he did a story on it and mentioned the political background of it, which I'm not too familiar with, but all the players, all the same players in the state. But so he was charged on a federal level, which is horrifying because that's a federal crime, not a state crime.
Right.
And yeah, so
What?
and everything, and he, we were all like, there's no way that they can find him guilty of this. It's just way too sketchy. And they did. The jury of 12 found him guilty. So he's going to be sentenced on, I believe it's September 22nd. We just had a big fundraiser for him a couple of weeks ago and raised a lot of money, but appeals are expensive.
Yeah.
So we're just at this point, we're just hoping that he gets to go home before we'll see what the sentence is. Hopefully he can go home for a little while before he serves his sentence.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes,
What exactly what was he charged with?
So he's charged with aiding and abetting the filing of a false arrest report. So basically Bartlett, who was the officer that assaulted the homeless man, he started to write the report. And my understanding is that as he wrote it, one of the superiors came in and said, no, this isn't how it happened. We'll give it to David to write. So David basically went upon the video that he saw, which was, I guess, from the MBTA station.
Right.
So there was use of force by Bartlett on this man. The homeless man's name was Anthony Watson. So again, he was asleep on the train. They woke him up. They tried to get him off the train. He admittedly says, I'm groggy. I woke up. I'm in a fog. He had been drinking. He smelled of alcohol. Right. So once they got him off the train, I guess that's when they had words, and Bartlett took out his baton and whacked the guy around a bit.
They actually commented when they were watching the video about how bad it really was, how surprising.
Wow.
It was really bad.
Now, was the person who
he was charged with other things, but he was found not guilty for that. And I think it was actually writing the report. I'm not sure.
That's so wild. So he's not the person that actually beat the homeless man. He is the one that wrote the report, and he is getting federal charges. Is he currently incarcerated?
No, he's not. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah,
but he has a sentencing coming up?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was found guilty, I think it was a month ago.
Yep.
And they could, I was listening. They said that he could spend up to 20 years.
20 years is the maximum sentence.
20 years and $250,000 in potential fines. So, and
Oh
that's that.
my
He
God.
was found guilty on May 29th.
I remember
So,
when Tracy was going to the trial.
Yeah, I had my sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, this
That's why
is
we
so
wanted to have
wild.
you
So
on, because we wanted to make sure that this gets out there. I mean, I know a lot of people don't know about it. Coco even mentioned it yesterday.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's one of the reasons I called you, because Coco was like, ask, because we didn't know what we wanted to do the show on today. And I was like, I'll text Tracy and see what she says.
Yeah, Coco's our girl.
I love me some Coco. That's my chick. I
Mhm.
love me some Coco.
The video.
I was actually just talking to her right before the show.
She's so awesome.
She is awesome. So I mean, it blows my mind that this man is facing federal charges for a report when he wasn't even the officer that beat this homeless man with a baton. Is the person that beat the man with the baton in jail?
No.
Did he get?
Nope.
Get out of here.
No, so he was a 35-year-old veteran of the MBTA, and he basically was told to walk. They gave him, my understanding was his package, and then kind of forced into early retirement.
So this seems to be a Massachusetts thing.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Totally like scapegoat. Totally just made it
Mhm.
all on him. Like, yeah. It's
That's like
nightmare.
the Twilight Zone.
I know. Well, wasn't Karen Reed like the Twilight Zone? You know, all these
It was
cases are just, this is what these people do. They don't give a shit who you are, who your family is, and what they do
don't
to
give
you.
a fuck.
Yeah, they don't.
I
Don't
was
give a
very
fuck.
very naive before Karen Reed trial.
Right? I
Watch
know.
it.
And it's
Yeah.
been going on for years.
Please
There's people in prison right now who couldn't afford a trial, who couldn't
You know.
afford to defend themselves. And they make it
Right.
that way. It shouldn't cost so much money to defend yourself. It's
Right.
horrible.
I always said that if I was Karen Reed, I'd be in jail
Mm.
because I you know, thank God she got all the publicity and all the people
Yeah.
are supporting her. But if it was like us, we'd be in
Mhm.
jail right now. Look at, have you ever seen Trial 4 with Sean
Yeah.
Ellis?
Yep.
I'm from Hyde Park, and I used to live right near where that whole thing happened. That poor man spent 28 years in prison for something he didn't do.
Imagine 28
Imagine.
years.
28 years.
And
Yeah.
he was a kid.
And is the
He was a
innocence
baby.
that does help you before, or is it just after you're already incarcerated?
I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of that.
The Innocence Project, is that something that helps before they go to jail, or is it something that happens only when
After.
incarcerated?
I
Okay.
believe
It's
it's after,
after,
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of
It's
people
after.
have mentioned that to Jen, you know, have him reach out to the Innocence Project. But yeah, I mean, it's an avenue they'll definitely, you know.
So
they have-
can I ask you a question about the, is he definitely going to jail? Is it something that he can get probation when he goes into sentencing? Or
Well,
is this something
he can't file his appeal until he's actually technically sentenced. So on the 22nd of September, when they issue whatever the sentence may be, excuse me, that's when I believe they can actually file the appeal that day. So they're working on the appeal right now in anticipation
Right.
of the sentencing, but they can't do anything going forward until the sentence is actually administered. So it's just it's such a hurry up and wait, and you don't know what your fate's going to be. They don't know what, I mean, this says up to 20 years imprisonment and up to $250,000 in fines. So the judge could be like, well, you know what? Yeah, but this is a federal case too. So, it's, I don't think it's going to be just cut as dry and say, yeah, no, you know what? You served X amount of time. You've been through enough.
Well, I
You're
feel
on
like
you're on probation.
like
Sorry?
it's backwards almost from what the Karen Reed or from like Sandra Birchmore,
Yeah.
like the FBI is like, you needed it, and Michael Morrissey's like, nope, we're not doing any state charges. You know what I mean? And this guy, he was cleared by the state.
Yeah.
Like, they
Right.
investigated it, and now he's taking the fall, and the DOJ came after him, and that's the weird thing for me.
That's mind blowing.
can I ask you a question? How did it go from, hey honey,
Amy,
how did it go
Mary.
from state, like not state charges to federal? Like at one point, was it a state case and then the
Yeah.
federal picked it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was. We're not sure why they picked it up. There was no new evidence. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. So that's why we're thinking it's like a political thing, or he, you
It
know,
has
the
to be.
scapegoat aspect of it. How the other officers weren't charged, and no one else was charged with this at all.
So what I've learned is not to move to Massachusetts, not to die in Norfolk County, and not to die in Fulton County, Georgia. That's what I've
I
learned.
know, right?
Yeah, right.
But
Oh my
Dave
God.
is actually Suffolk County. This is Suffolk County.
Yeah.
So-
Really? See, but
general.
okay, so I'm from Suffolk. I'm from Hyde Park. But I don't live there. I live in Norfolk County now, and I'm surprised that this is happening in Suffolk, because usually Suffolk has so much going on that this
Yeah.
would be like a misdemeanor, or like something that they would just like throw
Yeah.
away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's why we
There's
feel
more
there's
to
more
this
to it.
story
Yeah, for
than
sure.
that meets the eye, apparently.
Yep.
And for the man who beat the homeless guy to walk with the retirement, like what? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm mind blown right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, Dave lost his pension. He lost, he has been out of work ever since. I mean, he's
So
he's
the guy
suffering
who
because of
did
it.
it got to get his retirement and
Mhm.
walk home with a retirement plan. And
Right.
David has nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he has lawyer fees.
Yeah.
Lots and
Yeah,
lots
right.
and
He
lots
got
of
legal
lawyer,
fees.
right?
Oh, here,
Right,
that's
right.
Wait,
Yeah,
a good. toss
yeah.
up.
That's a
We
fair
have a-
trade, right?
Yeah.
right. I just want to say, with all the people watching, we have his is a ghost set is a his
Listen, go.
It's a GoFundMe. Yeah.
thank you, GoFundMe. If you guys want to go and donate to him, he desperately needs it, just like Karen Reed desperately needed money. Please, if you have a few dollars, everything matters. You can go and donate to his defense fund and help him out, because this man needs help. He needs
Yeah.
help, and every dollar counts. If you can spare $5, $20, $25, it will help always.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
It's funny how when they arrested him too. It just, I mean, not funny, but funny, haha. But the way they arrested him, they very well could have just said, "All right, turn yourself in by."
He said he was going to turn himself
Right.
in.
Yeah, he offered that up, and they said no. And they went to his house,
With like full SWAT.
and the kids were there.
His two little girls was scared to death. He's got two little girls. Yeah.
That's what I was
What
listening
a
to
piece
prior
of
to you coming
shit.
on. When you prior to you coming on, I was listening to it while I was blow drying my hair, and I was like, "Did they really just hear?" It was his wife, I think you were talking to. I was watching your show on it, and she said that they're scared of sirens now and cars at the house or breaking
Trauma.
at the house.
Totally.
And that breaks my heart because
It's
So wait.
it was totally unnecessary, and they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I guess
kind of like
the kids were in the house at the one point. Well, Jen was outside, and the officers were detaining Dave. So the kids are basically like, "I want my mom. I want my mom."
They wouldn't let her back in the
and
house.
They wouldn't let her back in the house. It's horrible. This Jen right
That-
now.
Oh, there's Jen. Hey, Jen.
that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
That
just
and the
you wanna-
trauma that those kids went through for what? A report? A
Mhm.
report?
Right.
It wasn't like he was like a fugitive or something like that. This
Yeah.
is where Massachusetts fucks up.
Mhm.
You're aiming at the wrong people.
Jennifer, there's a link in the chat for you if you want to come up. You're more than welcome.
Yes, please come up if you want to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it again. His defense fund is pinned at the top of the chat. Any amount helps him. He needs help. He definitely needs help.
This will not be the only show we're doing on this. We
No.
want to make sure you guys, we don't have a huge audience. We have our little group that we love, but our little group talks to other people. So
Exactly, Kelly, and that's how it works. I mean, you got to look where in the Karen Reed situation, that started off. It was a handful of people. Then it was 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. The more that talked about it, the more the word got out there, and
then it brought up the Sandra Birchmore case and all the other related
Yep.
cases. So it's you got to get the word out there.
So one of our viewers has a question. She says, "I'm confused. Why did he even get in trouble for writing a report? Didn't you say he was one of the ones saying the original report was wrong?"
Yep.
So there, yeah. So well, one of his supervisors, from what I understood, someone came in at some stage during the arrest process, and basically said, go back to the drawing board. This isn't going to fly. So they basically, I think they took Dorsett's his report initially and said no, give it to Dave. So it was written by the officer that hit the homeless man, the arresting officer. So he wrote it initially, and then someone said, this isn't going to fly.
And it wasn't, it was only like a couple lines.
Right,
And it was
certain
very,
wording.
yeah, it was not a good report.
And
Okay.
Dave was writing a report based upon a story that he received from an officer with 35 years of experience. He would, what are you going to do?
But he also saw the video.
But then he saw the video too, right? So he's trying to.
He's the only one in the situation that did the right thing, basically.
And he's getting fucked for it.
Yeah, because they don't want to.
We don't mind cuss words here. Like, we like cursey words.
Just we swear.
Good.
Yeah,
we
swear.
Good.
Everyone's always apologizing on our show. It's like, have you heard this?
Because she's gonna.
Listen.
Jennifer said she's gonna come on in a minute. So.
Oh,
Okay,
great,
perfect. Yes,
All right,
I would
great.
love that. Great.
There's only a limited thing. She can't talk about every single thing. So she's, I'm glad she's coming on. So, I mean, if you ask her questions, she'll answer them for sure.
Yeah. I definitely want her to have her say as well. Just, I mean, it's her husband and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We want to
doesn't want to ruin the appeal or anything or the, the judgment or, but
and she can very well clear up anything that we may have said that was a little,
sure.
Unclear,
be respectful, and she can say whatever she can say and what she can't say, and that's okay. I'm just happy that we're able to give this case exposure because it's mind blowing. Oh yeah, and just I forgot to mention Tracy and Dana. This is the Bad Kids Club, so we say whatever we want. You can swear, you can say whatever you want.
There's a reason we have Bad Kids Club on Saturday night.
We're the
That's
Bad
why
Kids
we like
Club
you guys.
on Saturday night.
We were doing Fridays, but it was really hard for us because one of our favorite creators who actually joins us a lot is the Tilted Lawyer. And I want to bring him on eventually to Omar. I mean, he's a little busy right now because he just took on Mike Maricini's case, which that has to do with a whole another psycho. We'll tell you about that another day.
Oh my God.
So he just took that on, and he's trying to fight the restraining order for him from a lady that is known for doing this. She's crazy, takes pregnancies, all this stuff, goes after men, and uses law to do it. But Omar we want to bring on because I think he will be able to help give you guys some help with like advice of different ideas or avenues that you do. And I think also Omar has a huge audience as well. Like Danny and Sarah Dawn, all these people, those are people who have come to us from Omar's channel, from him just coming on and hanging out with us. So I just want to introduce you guys to Tilted Lawyer because he will do a deep dive and he'll put it out there.
Great. He will. He has a huge audience. I actually have a question. Did either? Hi. Hello,
how are you?
Jennifer. Welcome.
Hi,
welcome
Jen.
to the show. Welcome to the Bad Kids Club.
Welcome to the Bad Kids Club. Yes, Jennifer, thank you for joining us. Thank you. I'm very, very sorry for what you're going through. It's mind blowing. I mean, this is wild.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of insight on being the wife.
I'm just gonna go. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna go close the door. So hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Okay.
I have a question. I know she's gone, but did either one of them have a record, like the one that beat the guy or whatever? Did anyone have a record where like they were like, oh, hi.
Oh, like priors, like getting called up.
Like priors, yeah. Did anyone
no.
have priors? No. Okay.
Of the officers?
Yes.
Not that I know of. No.
Not that you know.
That's
Okay.
right, Danny. Yeah, Omar's one of those lawyers. So we want to get you guys in touch with Omar. He can at least give you some kind of advice. Like he won't go so far into it, but when he's litigating, he's not one to talk about cases. He litigates too. Hood bugger.
Hi, Zach.
Zach, no. Sorry.
He's one of our mods.
We fight like brother.
So Jen, why don't you What would you like to say? I mean, I'm
It's
sorry for what you're going through and everything that's happening. What would you like to say?
There we go. I was hearing an echo. I was wondering, I had both things opened.
Oh,
Sorry.
There we go. Much
so Dave
better.
from Boston Laborers Union says he was trying to figure it all out just watching you guys' videos and fundraisers, but this clearly clears it up. Thank you for coming up and doing this. It's so damn sad, and prayers to you and your family.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen to
So,
that.
my husband was not even at the scene when the incident took place. He was the supervisor for the night and in dispatch, which is usually manned by lieutenants, but lieutenants had called in, so Dave became the officer in charge, sergeant, for the night. And Dorston Bartlett was the officer who used force on somebody when they wouldn't leave the train. So it was the end of the night. They were trying to get the homeless individual off of the train. It was like 1:30 in the morning and he wouldn't leave. So then the inspector called for assistance to get him off. Dorston Bartlett came to assist. Dorston is saying while he was on the train where there are no cameras, that he was assaulted by the homeless individual. And then when they came off of the train, there's some parts where you are still out of line of the camera. So you could not see the homeless individual, but you could see a little bit of Dorston Bartlett, I believe. You really couldn't see anything with everybody involved until they got to the escalator. While the homeless individual was off screen, Dorston also said that he was, yelling at him and was refusing. So Dorston Bartlett had used his baton on the homeless person when they got to the escalator to go up to the top of Ashmont, to exit Ashmont. And when they got out of the Ashmont station, Bartlett had thrown the backpack at the homeless man who was running away. It's like, oh, you forgot your bag, and let him go. The homeless individual left his bag behind, went to some civilian and said, I was assaulted by a police officer. They called Boston PD. The transit police can hear Boston Police's radio calls on the same channels if they needed backup for anything. And so Dorston heard that they had somebody. So he went to where this Boston police officer was with the homeless individual and said that, oh, I was looking for him, which he wasn't. He just knew that he did something wrong and was trying to cover his tracks. So he went and went to where they were, and the Boston police officer believed Dorston Bartlett and helped him arrest the homeless individual. And so then they come into, there's a radio call coming into headquarters that Bartlett had one under arrest, came in, and while they were in the booking area, so they have to come into the Sally Port, and then they come into the booking area. Dorston, while the homeless gentleman was handcuffed, had put his hand up to his throat, the homeless man, and said, oh, this is why I arrested you. And Dave was still out back in dispatch, didn't see any of this. Someone from the monitor room said, no, we need to get out there, but never told Dave why they had to get out there. And so when there was some arguing going on, Dave handled the situation, separated everybody and told Dorston to go write his report. My husband was the only one that talked to the homeless individual. No one else really interviewed him to ask. My husband stayed with him the whole time. I called EMS to make sure he was okay. So basically what happened was Dorston went to go write his report. It didn't have the elements needed to justify the use of force. And Dave told him to go back and rewrite it. add more details, and he had more details added, but it still didn't meet the elements. So as any supervisor would have done, Dave walked through the incident asking Bartlett questions like, what happened here? What happened here? And through Dave doing his supervisory role, was trying to get what really happened when Dave felt like this doesn't add up. At 5:30 in the morning, command staff had come in. Dave reported that this was an unlawful arrest and unjustified use of force, and they were guaranteed that they would look into it, which they never did. And my husband, I was like the whistleblower, told them that this was a bad arrest, and he's the only one in trouble.
So it sounds like he got punished for being
For doing the right thing.
For doing the right thing. Yeah.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yep.
For everything you guys are going through, and I'm glad you had Tracy as a friend and Dana to support you guys and help get the word out, because we wouldn't have known without Dana and then Coco and so because of them is why we reached out, or mainly Coco yesterday.
Yes, she had said that.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna message Tracy and see. I was like, I don't know, she'll do it Saturday. It's like 11 o'clock. I don't know. But I definitely
we have no lives.
So
and we were in the state case for 4 years.
Wait, I apologize. You said you were in a state case for 4 years.
4 years. So
what
my
was
youngest
that like?
daughter.
Why?
The same thing. So this originally started at just a state case. My youngest daughter was 8 months old when it happened. She just turned 7 in December.
Oh, wow.
Like, didn't even believe that my husband was a police officer. Had to see a picture of him because she's never known him to be a police officer. She was a baby. And my other daughter was 3 at the time. And then I have a stepdaughter who was 13 at the time.
Have fun, Calypso.
But yeah, in the state case, that's where it all started, was at the state case. But Rachel Rollins, I'm sure you've heard of her.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So she was the one that charged him, and she was Suffolk County DA. And then for 4 years, they tried the case. The day before trial, the piece of evidence that we were told never existed suddenly appeared, which cleared Dave. So the day before the state case, he was exonerated, and he also was relieved without having to pay anything. There was a civil suit with the homeless gentleman against the T and the officers involved. My husband was the only one that did not have to pay. It was dismissed with prejudice. He was cleared in any wrongdoing in that case. And then we thought we were okay for a year. And then after a year, we found out that there was a federal grand jury. We did not think it was from on my husband, but then we found out that it was. And Rachel Rollins, again, was the one to charge him, but at the federal level, because at this time she was the U.S. attorney for the state of Massachusetts under Biden. But then
make that make sense. You know,
so
what
she
I mean?
charged him
Make
twice.
that make sense.
Yeah. So and it was basically the same charges. They're saying that Kevin Hayden, who was the one to clear my husband, only did it to get back at the T because he wasn't in their pocket. He was the interim Suffolk County DA. And when Rachel Rollins became the U.S. attorney. So there was Kevin Hayden and Arroyo. I believe his first name might be Ricardo. Ricardo Arroyo was a Rachel Rollins follower and was in everyone's pocket like she was. Kevin Hayden was not. And they say that Kevin Hayden cleared my husband only to get back at the T, which was not the case. My husband was innocent. My husband worked for 45 days continuing to supervise after the incident. And somewhere around day 30, the videos that are not asked to be archived self-erased. So after day 45,
convenient.
they knew that there were no videos of my husband talking to command staff. And so there was no video evidence of what my husband said he talked to the command staff. Command staff actually watched the other two officers. My husband never wrote the report. He never signed off on the report. Another sergeant who was actually supposed to be the one to be in charge of the patrolman, he was the road supervisor, said, nope, I'm going back out on the road. I'm not helping him. And so he went back on the road. But by the end of the night, that same sergeant was the one to sign off on the report. My husband never signed off on any report, told command staff that it was, a bad arrest. And my husband is the only one in going through this. Everyone else, the patrolman was allowed, he pled guilty in the state case and got, I believe, 2 years of probation, allowed to collect his pension. He also got grand jury immunity to testify against my husband, but did not have trial immunity, but it didn't really matter because the statute of limitations had run out. Anyways, so they're doing everything they can to pin something that my husband didn't do on him.
I am mind blown. I am absolutely mind blown. So what happened to I'm sorry if I missed it. You said this already. What happened to the person that actually signed off on the report since your husband didn't do it? Was there any charges against the person that actually signed off on it?
No, he did have to pay in the civil suit to this homeless gentleman. But he was released from the state case because the department did not read him his Miranda rights. You think it's yeah. So
tell me, how is it possible that you can plant taillight for a murder, someone who didn't commit it, but a report that you said was wrong and didn't sign off of, you are now being charged by the federal government for?
And
correct.
facing 20 years.
Correct. So they're saying that there were 2 charges, that he falsified a police report and aiding and abetting of a false report. One of those reports was just an overnight summary. So like at the end of the night, a summary of the events that happened during that shift are written out, and it's not a police report. It's just like done in like Word on a what would you call it? Like they have like it's like already set up, so you just like type stuff in to it, and that they're considering a police report, although it's never been considered a police report for any other case. That was the one that they found him not guilty of. And that one, they had said, well, he lied. He didn't say that, this was a bad arrest. But in those overnight briefings, you don't put your opinions or thoughts without being fully investigating the situation. It's just like, this is what happened. And as of the time of the report going in, which was due at 6 o'clock, Dave left for the day and they were still writing the report. The patrolman and the other sergeant were in the report writing room, and command staff was watching them in live time writing the report, but never went in to tell them, don't sign that. And in court, the deputy chief, who was the command staff that my husband told, was asked the question, why did you not tell him to not sign that report, the sergeant? And he said, it's not my job to tell a grown man with a badge and a gun not to sign a false police report. So yes.
You got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
Like, this is so crazy.
Yes.
Like I'm like, what?
It's wild.
It's
It is wild. And
wild.
Karen Reed's case,
It's
like I was watching
unbelievable.
Karen Reed and all that. I'm like, there is so much more corruption than just Karen Reed. I wish more
Oh.
people would see that.
Oh.
So I'm glad that
Yeah.
our story is getting out there. Our fundraiser was very successful. And it was nice to see that strangers came out to help us. The
Yes.
people helping with the fundraiser, I didn't even meet until the day of the fundraiser. So it was really amazing to
Well, if I
have so
lived
many
there,
helping.
I
That's
would be there,
amazing.
but I live in Florida, so I do what I can through
I'll be at the next one.
here.
Going forward, so from now that is I'm absolutely mind blown. Like I said today,
Sentencing is
read
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
And
And so
my
he's out right now, right? He's
correct.
out in
Yep.
okay. And the 22nd, what how do you feel about that? Like what are your thoughts and
Trying to be as
feelings about
positive
going forward?
as possible. No matter what, we'll appeal and just trying to take it day by day. We have our young girls. They do not know about sentencing. They know the result of trial, but they don't know about sentencing, and that on September 22nd, we both could go to court, but I could come home by myself.
What would be the
My
least,
heart.
What would be the least that he could get?
Probably a couple years. We don't have the exact numbers on what they're asking for yet.
That's still a lot. Like it's still a couple of years.
And there are no federal prisons in Massachusetts besides Devon's, which is medical. So he would be in another state.
Oh my God.
Right. I am so sorry.
Jen, was I correct in saying that the appeal cannot be filed until the actual sentence is okay? All right.
Yep.
So you'll be able to file it that day.
Correct.
Okay.
But they and we don't know what the judge will decide. I mean, we could have to plan the appeal while he is in prison, but hopefully that's not the case. Trying to remain as positive as possible, and hopefully good things are coming down the pike for us.
Yeah, I mean, all the good vibes and all the good prayers for you.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's not going to be, I mean, 20 years is a bit excessive.
Yes.
Is there a chance that he could be on like house arrest where he doesn't
I guess anything is possible. I will obviously ask for, no time because he didn't commit a crime. They asked for self-surrender several times and they would not allow self-surrender. We wanted self-surrender so it would not happen in front of our girls. And he was arrested on my daughter's first day of kindergarten.
Oh God.
At 6 in the morning. So, and they wouldn't let me back inside. I went out just to say he'll be right out. And they had him on the phone the whole entire time. And I'm a teacher myself. So thankfully at the beginning of the school year, I wasn't hitting the snooze button yet. So I had my sugar from making my coffee in my hand out on the front stairs, shaking like a leaf, because they wouldn't let me back inside. And it was a very traumatic experience. And my girls were crying and screaming inside because he couldn't be with them because he's rushing to get ready. And I'm outside and I wasn't allowed to be inside until he was handcuffed on our front lawn. And then I was allowed to go inside to be with the girls. But she was 8, there were 5 and 8 at the time. And my 8-year-old saw everything out the window. So anytime.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was something out of a movie. The house was surrounded. They were in my neighbor's yard. Like he might jump the 4-foot fence.
Like, what are they gonna do? Take off?
No, and they were casing our neighborhood the day before. There was a strange car at the end of our street, and it was on our neighborhood Facebook page. There's a strange car in the neighborhood. We called the police. We were told they were working with a realtor, but it wasn't a realtor at 7 in the morning. So Dave said, "That's the feds." And so, I mean, they knew what they were doing. They knew it was the first day of school. It was my other daughter's second day of 3rd grade.
Wow.
So yeah.
How are you and Dave holding up?
How are we? What?
Holding up.
We're doing okay. I mean, you got to keep living. You can't just sit there and mope about it because we have girls. We, have to try to keep their lives as normal as possible.
Right.
It's scary. It's definitely stressful, but we try to not allow it to interfere with the girls and just try
Can
to
I
live.
just say you seem like an extremely strong woman,
Thank you.
and the way you're presenting yourself and everything, like I don't know how I would be in your position, but I just like
It's
looking at
tough.
you and hearing you talk and everything. You're a very strong woman, and I
Thank
admire
you.
that. Seriously, yeah,
You have amazing people on your side,
you
and Dana
do.
and Tracy.
I do. I was so thankful that they took the chance and to get our story out, because if it wasn't for them, locally, nobody would have known about it.
Yeah,
I've gone on a
and
couple
I just
shows on X, but nobody wanted to cover anything else other than that other large case that was going on. So I was really thankful for Tracy and Dana to take a chance.
Oh no,
yes,
and
Tracy and Dana are amazing too. Yeah,
we love
I mean, it's
You guys are. No, it was
You
definitely
guys
our
are.
pleasure, Jen. I know
Thank
that,
you.
like I said, Erin had mentioned it to me earlier on, and it was just time. It was just
Mhm.
time.
He
So.
needs help, and everybody, all of you on X, if you're over on X, go over to YouTube. We are at Talk Time with Amy Boston and Kelly. We have his defense fund pinned at the top of the chat, so anything helps. This
Yes.
they need help. They
And
need
I
help.
will-
Any amount helps, and if you guys can help them, please do. I already donated. And
Thank
if you
you.
guys could match I did 50. Match my 50 if you can. Everything helps.
Thanks,
Everything
Amy.
helps.
Yes.
This man needs help.
I
Yeah.
actually talked to Tracy a while ago about I do fundraising. That's what I've
Mhm.
done. I raised funds for the Tears Foundation, which is I lost my daughter in 2014. She was born sleeping, and so
Oh, I'm sorry.
year I raised $15,000 for we had a walk and things like that. So like these are little things like that. I can help you plan fundraisers. There's a fundraiser you can have friends and family do on Facebook with a calendar where you just
Mhm.
have them pick a date, and that's how much they donate. And it
Mhm.
can go up to about $500 for each
Oh, wow.
calendar. So
Yes.
like anybody could say, hey, I want 2 and 22, and then they'll just donate $24. So
Mhm.
until and
That's
then
neat.
you just mark off the calendar dates, and that
Mhm.
that it comes to about $500 for each time that somebody does that. So if you have friends and family that
Yes.
want to help, it's an easy way to
Mhm.
do it without them feeling like they're begging for money.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's little things like that. I would be happy. I know I told you I would, and it was my son's birthday that day when you reached out, and it just was. I myself, I don't know if Tracy and Dana know, but I have a child that has cancer and nonverbal autism, epilepsy, and he's legally blind. So he's a St. Jude patient. So sometimes I get scatterbrained. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm fighting IEPs and I'm fighting doctors
Mhm.
and I'm fighting all kinds of stuff. So, but I'm more than happy to like give you little ideas that can have friends and family do with social media as
Yep.
well. And it can go direct. Whatever they bring, they just donate it directly. And once you see they donate it, you mark it off the calendar. And it's a very easy, quick fundraiser that numerous people could do. You know,
Mhm.
aunts,
That's
uncles,
great.
cousins, family, and that's how we would do it. Like that's how I would raise. And then birthday fundraisers on Facebook. When's their birthday? Tell them, we're trying. It's your
I-
birthday. How many people do you know?
Right.
I'm going to cut in and just say that there was a lot of people that fundraised for Karen Reed, but there are many, many, many other cases that are just as egregious as Karen Reed, such as Jennifer's husband. And we will keep your fundraiser up on our pin chat
Oh, thank you.
during trials we do, because he deserves as much support as Karen Reed did, because this is one of the most mind-blowing cases I've ever heard. Like I am
Yep.
floored by this whole thing. If like I said, if they're the fundraisers pinned to the top of the chat, and if you can anything, Anything will help. And there are so many cases such as this that need just as much help as Karen Reed. Because I think I said to Tracy and Dana earlier, like if I was in this position, if I was in any of these cases position, I'd be in jail. And we all need to come together and help each other, because this man does not deserve to be in a federal prison for what he did. The man who beat that homeless man is the one that deserves to be in prison, and he does not deserve this. Massachusetts needs to do better.
Yep.
Do better, Massachusetts.
And at
You
the
know,
federal
do better.
trial, the patrolman who used the force, they were allowed to say in another proceeding, we couldn't say which proceeding it was, but in another proceeding, you pled guilty, and but we couldn't say in that very same proceeding my husband was cleared.
Wow.
It's
Man.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
what?
they investigated me. I was cleared, and now you're coming after
Yep.
me. And I just feel like it's a whole backwards situation.
And especially like Dave didn't know for a while. I think it was at least a year about the incident in Booking where the patrolman had his hand around the throat of the homeless man. He didn't know about that for at least another year. And after the incident, until going over evidence with his lawyer, Dave never even watched a full clip of the incident. He asked the monitor room person to show the video, and he just fast forwarded through some parts. So Dave only saw a couple seconds of the video and didn't see the whole entire clip. So they're saying, and then command staff said, oh, we'll look into it. We need to investigate it. But they are saying, well, Dave should have known. But when the superintendent and the deputy chief of the department say, oh, no, this does look bad, but we have to investigate to see, what really happened. But you're telling Dave that he should have known. And they're saying that, he should have released the homeless individual. But what if it wasn't a bad arrest? He had to do his due diligence to investigate everything. And the homeless gentleman was actually being held longer when Dave had left for the night after his shift than he was with Dave on shift while they were investigating, looking into it. So they never released him. They said, well, Dave should have released him, but they didn't release him. It's
Jen O wants to know, was this a federal grand jury that they were allowed to, no, they weren't allowed to say he was cleared to?
It was at the federal trial in May, in the actual trial.
Well, what I would like to do, because we only had about an hour tonight, and I don't want to keep everybody busy going over, and we normally try to do about 2 hours, but we have some people have plans, and I gotta feed my kids tonight because
that's what I was
right.
They have every day. I don't understand. And my 11-year-old Liam, my special needs one, he is an endless pit of food. So, but I mean, I definitely want to have Tracy and Dana and you come back up. We can do this. Whatever you guys let us know, get together, figure out a date that works well for you. We are streaming the Adelson trial during the week, but that's only gonna last about 2 weeks. But we always have Saturday, because Saturdays we have to relax, and then we get to do Bad Kids Club at the end of the night.
Yeah, we do the Bad Kids Club. I would love to have you back on. I want to continue this. I want to continue this case and continue to raise money for the defense fund.
I was telling her we have a friend, Omar Serrato. He is called the Tilted Lawyer on YouTube, and he is in California, but he is very insightful in giving ideas and things like that. And I would like to. He has a pretty big following, and he supports our little baby channel. Mm-hmm. And
he loves us.
I would like to have him come on and talk with you guys too, because I feel like he can maybe give you some ideas, or at least help get the information out, because he'll stream it on his channel at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
that's, we have a lot of his followers are now our followers and come and see us every day because we've just become friends with them.
Yeah.
And I know he's got a couple cases. He's been kind of busy, but I'm going to reach out to him and see what he can do to at least come in and help, just give you maybe even some reassurance or, what he recommends and things like that. If there's something.
Yeah, I'll talk to my husband and see what I am allowed to do. Like I just recently have been allowed to, like, there was a motion for a gag order. The judge never ruled on it. But he said if I continued to go on my shows that I was going on, if he might have to make a ruling. Like not in those exact words. Basically said if anything happened, he would have to make a ruling. So just to make sure that we were safe,
we would never want to get you in trouble, so let us know.
Yes.
But we can always have you tell whatever you want to Dana
can just do
and they can come in and help. And I'm just so thankful that you do have Tracy and a childhood friend. I have my best friend from second grade, so I know exactly how that feels and the support that you get. Like I call her and I'm like, I just want to cry. She's like, go for it. And like yesterday she called me and she's like, it's my turn to cry. I'm like, go for it. Like cry. So I'm glad that you guys.
No, we would love to have you guys back on and continue this and get more exposure and get more people insightful, because this case is just as important with, corruption and like the nastiness that happens in the state. I want to keep this going and we would love to have you back on and talk about it if you'd like to.
Yeah, that'd be
We'd
great.
love to have you back on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Teresa here. She's one of Omar's. We met her through Omar. They're gonna be streaming live tomorrow night. So Lauren is actually one of the creators that got caught up in the whole Blake Lively subpoena gate.
Oh boy.
Oh, really?
So she got her squashed, but it was still, she's like,
oh,
it's crazy.
Thank you, Christine.
Thanks
all right, guys.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on with us. I hope you all will come back on and talk about this again. And
Jennifer, are you
it's
on
been
Facebook?
wonderful.
I am.
Find me. I'm on Tracy's. So find me on Facebook. Well, I think Dana and I are friends too on Facebook. Find me, and you can find Amy too, Amy Boston. And that way we can stay in touch and we can plan, because I really do want to continue this conversation. I want to get it. I want to get as much exposure as we can out there for you, even if it's bringing in a little bit of bigger creators that will come help support, like Broken Baker.
Oh yeah, Broken Baker's in here.
He was in here earlier. And he's a huge, especially when it comes to corruption. He is one that does not want, he'll fight it. And he also doesn't like the cases. Like he did Karen Reed, but like, he's like, I'm not doing Adelson. Everybody's doing Adelson. But we started Adelson when it first started. Like all these people who are coming out now, just finding out about it. It's a whole different thing. So, but I'll talk to Baker. I'll talk to Omar and anybody else.
We will get this out here. We will get everything out here for you, girl. We're going to get all the exposure and we're going to get all the people.
Because people talk. One person talks to the other. And all we need is to get it going. So
absolutely.
All right. Yes. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, Jen. Have a good night.
Jen said she's going to talk to Mike from Young Jerks as well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So,
all right, guys. Have a good night. Bye, bad kids.
Bye, guys. Baker is huge.
How am I supposed to say that? Talk time with Amy in Boston and Kelly. Time with Amy, Boston and Kelly. Talk 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 time with Amy, Boston and Kelly. Is a member, y'all. Is a member, y'all, to the Gene Deal Show. Talk time with Amy in Boston and Kelly. Talk time with Amy, Boston and Kelly. Talk time with Amy, Boston and Kelly is a member to the Gene Deal Show. Oh, thank you for your membership. Talk time with Amy in Boston and Kelly on the Gene.